NFL history. Peyton Manning took the top spot thanks to his 2 Super Bowls and 5 league MVPs. John Elway was second, also in part to his 2 Super Bowls that he ended his career on. So, Shannon, this should be interesting for you. Who was the greatest #1 pick of all time, Peyton or Elway?
Yeah, Shannon.
Man, why I always get put on the hot seat? Why can't be people that didn't play for the teams that I played for or have a relationship? Why it can't be that?
Yeah.
Because it's funny.
You know I love my guy Selva, but it had to be Peyton.
It had to be Peyton?
It had to be Peyton.
Wait a second. John Elway threw you into the Hall of Fame and you're taking the other guy?
And I appreciate it. I rode his coattail. I sure did. I appreciate that too, John. Good looking out for you, boy. But still, I don't know how we get past those 5 MVPs. And it's like Michael Jordan and LeBron. He has 5, but he could have easily won another one because you believe his first year in Denver. He should have been the MVP.
I'll buy that. Yeah.
Still with 5 MVPs, 4 Super Bowl appearances, 2 at 2 different spots. He's the first quarterback. Tom has since done it to win Super Bowls in 2 different locations. And when he retired, he had all the records. He had the most touchdowns, most passes, most 300-yard games. He had the most comeback wins. And his record against Tom Brady in the playoff, Skip, is pretty good. So anybody can have and when it matters the most, he won the last 3 playoff games against Tom. So for me, it had to be him. But I tried to guess, and I thought it would be Peyton, John, and I was like, okay, is it going to be Terry Bradshaw? Is it going to be O.J. Simpson? Is it going to be Troy Aikman? Skip, I was trying to guess, but I was all over the place. I thought the first two would be no-brainers, but I was surprised that they put Bruce Smith, who I also played against at the 3 spot. So
yep.
I don't have any problems. Peyton with 5 MVPs, Skip, I don't know if we're going to see a guy win that many regular season MVPs. But he has a Super Bowl MVP, and like I said, when he retired, he had all the statistical records. So I went Peyton 1, Elway 2.
John Elway, I got your back. Somebody on this show had to have the back of 7 from heaven.
Yeah.
He was from heaven. You came a little later in his career.
No, I got some good comebacks.
But you, hey, listen, John Elway was it to me.
Yeah.
It was between Elway and Marino for who had the biggest arm in the history of the league. And it's real close. I once had this discussion with Troy Aikman back when he was playing for the Cowboys, and he leaned slightly to Marino, which surprised me a little bit because I thought Elway had the arm that would split the webbing on your fingers.
Marino's release was a little quicker.
Yep.
But I don't know if he had as strong as arm as John, because John was a right fielder. So you obviously, you play in there. John could throw it. John could probably throw the ball, I'm saying, probably 70, somewhere between 70 and 75 yards.
And people forget his first maybe 3 years in the league, he could run with the football because he was a big, strong stud athlete.
Yes, he was.
Right?
Yes, he was.
An all-around, as you say, high-picking baseball.
Right.
Could have been a star, I think, for the Yankees.
Right.
So here's my problem with Peyton Manning. We discount what happened at Indianapolis, but if you really look hard at it, he had 1 Super Bowl run and got to beat Rex Grossman in the rain in Miami. The immortal Rex Grossman, that's how he broke through and finally won his first Super Bowl. Well, if you take away that 1 run, he was 5-10 in Indianapolis. Well, so he winds up 9-10 in Indianapolis. Well, that's not great because 7 times he lost his first playoff game. 7 times he lost. 5 times he lost at home in the division round as a top 2 seed. And you can just look back at like 99. He was the 2 seed. He lost at home to the Titans. 05. He was the 1 seed and lost at home to the Steelers. In 07, he was the 2 seed and lost at home to the Chargers. That's all before he went to Denver.
What a liquored-up kicker missed the field goal. Remember that liquored-up kicker?
I remember when he did dismiss the liquored-up kicker. And then remember, against Drew Brees in the Super Bowl, not to nitpick, but we have to pick some nits here to make this work. But remember what happened? Tracy Porter happened. Yeah. A 74-yard pick 6 happened with 3:12 left in the game when they're driving. Here it is. It's a 1-score game. And this is a 3rd and 5
no,
play.
it's coming.
Whew, there it goes. And there he went. And that makes it 31-17. It was 24-17. And they're driving to tie the game. And that happened. So I gotta hold that somewhat against him.
Right.
And he wound up 2-2 in Super Bowls. Now back to your guy, Elway, pre-you, obviously. John got an average Denver team to 3 Super Bowls, and he got annihilated all 3 times, and I get that. But when you look at who he lost to, it was Phil Simms and Lawrence Taylor, and they lost 39-20. Well, they didn't even belong on the same turf with those guys, right?
And then they lost the next year.
Then it's Doug Williams. And Washington, they weren't in the same league with those guys. And then it's Joe Montana and the 49ers, and they get wiped out 55-10, not deserving to be in the same universe with
I think the thing is, Skip, that because those games weren't even close.
Yep.
I mean, what, 55-10, 39-20, 39-10. I mean, the games weren't even close.
Okay, but it finally took Terrell Davis with some help from Shannon Sharp. It took a different mindset and direction.
Yes.
It took a team that became, as you said yesterday, run-oriented.
Right.
You were a running football team. And John played very well. He did make the Pro Bowls in those 2 years you won the Super Bowls. But he wasn't the guy. He wasn't the reason you got to and won 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
So he finally broke through. I thought you were right on pace to win a 3rd straight Super Bowl, which nobody's ever done. And John said, I've hit the wall.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, Skip, if you look at it, you look at the #1 overall picks, this is what we expect. When you take a guy at quarterback, you expect him to be Elway. You expect him to be Peyton. You expect him to be Troy Aikman or Terry Bradshaw. Skip, those are the expectations. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that when you get selected there, it's like, man, that's too much pressure. No. You look at Bruce. Bruce is the all-time sack leader. We don't have O.J. You talk about whatever happened off the foot. Skip, people don't realize how good O.J. Simpson. You know how good O.J. Simpson was. I don't think people, I don't think people, because of what transpired off the field, Skip,
I got it.
But he was arguably, he was the greatest running back.
You could make a case.
Yes. And so Troy Aikman, 3 Super Bowls. Bradshaw got 4.
All right.
Peyton got 2. John got 2.
Okay, so now back to Peyton in Denver, where you loved him. And he was spectacular during regular seasons.
45-12.
But the first Super Bowl against Seattle, he was pathetic, but they were pathetic, and they were just overmatched.
Skip, you can't give up a safety on the first play of the first snap of the game, snap the ball over his head.
And he threw 2 interceptions in that game, and they lost 43-8.
Yep.
And then the one that he won in Denver against Cam and company, he throws for 141 yards, did throw a pick, and he was 13 of 23, and you win 24-10, but it was a Von Miller game.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Peyton Manning game, so you can argue he went along for the same ride that John got to go along with on his final 2 breakthrough Super Bowls.
But John won the MVP in his last one. He threw for
he did against Atlanta.
Atlanta,
no help from you in that game.
Man,
you had a knee injury.
Why you keep bringing up old stuff? Why you keep bringing up old stuff?
Do you remember your stats? You know every stat.
I think I had like 2 catches for like 19 or something like that.
2 for 19?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. No, 2 for about 20 something. 2 for 21,
20 something. You still got in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Wait a minute, Skip. What about the big plays I helped to get them there?
Okay, well, maybe. But I'm just saying, John Elway in the postseason was 14-7 overall. Peyton in the postseason was 14-13 overall. So I got to go 7 from heaven.
I was 13-5.
Okay, so?
With 3 Super Bowls.
Well, this isn't about you.
Oh, my bad. I thought you wanted me to throw, add a little spice to it.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't believe you're going Peyton over Elway because it's not right.
Skip, I can't. I mean, what am I supposed to do about those 5 MVPs?
It's all regular season. I used to say when Peyton was in Indy, he was regular season Peyton.
I mean,